Hi everyone, my name is Leisha. I will be posting weekly videos called Cooking Without Measure. And as you can tell by the title, without measure means I don't cook with any measuring cups or measuring spoons. I just cook by sight and taste. That's the way I cook. That's the way my grandmother and my mom have cooked and shown me how to cook all my life. And any of you that already know me know that I had a catering business for years, and that's the way I cook, and I just love cooking. So I thought it'd be just fun to put some videos out here, just showing some dishes that I cook on a regular, just regular economic dishes, nothing fancy, nothing that's gonna break your budget, just some economical dishes. Like today, I am making oven fried chicken thighs. Okay, no, it's not fried chicken. I love fried chicken. However, I don't like cooking fried chicken because first of all, I don't like getting popped. And secondly, I don't like smelling like fried chicken after you cook it and you go out and everybody can tell that you fried some chicken. And then I don't like the grease. It just seems like the grease just lingers all in your house forever. But anyway, I'm doing oven fried chicken thighs today. My meat is already prepared. I washed it, cleaned it, patted it dry. I'll be showing you the seasonings that I use for that. Let me just pan over here. Right here, these are my basic seasonings right here. These are my basic seasonings right here that I use. I use Lawry's granulated garlic, Old Bay, lemon, pepper. I also use onion powder, which you don't see here. And you can see that I didn't say onion salt or garlic salt. I don't cook with salt. Salt, I just don't cook with it. I have stopped cooking with salt for like over, I don't know how many years. I stopped cooking with salt. So these are my foundational seasonings. These are the ones I use every single day when I'm cooking my food, every time. Now, these seasonings, I'm panning over here. That's my pot of greens I cooked earlier. But I'm panning over here. You see this rack here? This rack, those are my add-on seasonings. Those are the seasonings that I put on after I've added the foundational seasonings on there. So today, what I'm going to use, I'm going to use my Lawry's, my granulated garlic, my Old Bay, and I got some onion powder. So these are the seasonings that I'm going to use on the chicken. One thing I love about oven fried chicken, it still gives me that, satisfies my crunch. Because that's what the fried chicken is. You want to get that crunch, you want to get that taste in your mouth, that good crunch. To me, it still gives you a crunch. No, it's not fried chicken, but it still gives you a crunch. Let me get my onion powder and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm ready to season my chicken. Now, how I do my chicken, I season it bottom first. So I put all the seasonings on the bottom first because I think that, the bottom is good, but there's a top that you really want to enjoy, right? So I start with my garlic powder. I always start with the garlic powder. Something about the garlic powder going on first with a granulated garlic or garlic powder, whatever you choose to use. So I just sprinkle it on the chicken. Then I do the onion powder. You can do it, it's not a particular order that you have to do it. This is just the order that I do it. So you can do it any way that you choose to do it. But this way I find this pretty, I don't know. I just started doing it that way. That's the way I did it. Then I do the Old Bay. I like Old Bay, even though it says for, you can put it on chicken and everything. Don't be afraid of seasonings. Just because it says something like steak seasoning, believe me, put it on some vegetables, put it on some potatoes, tastes great. Don't be afraid of seasonings. And also, you don't have to spend a lot for your seasonings. These are my foundational seasonings, so I will spend whatever it is when I go to the warehouse clubs to get them, because that's where I get most of my seasonings from, the bigger ones, my foundational ones. But those other seasonings, dollar store. And another good place to get seasonings is TJ Maxx, Marshall. And this would be a good time to go because a lot of times around the holiday times, they start having different types of seasoning out there, unique seasonings. You may pay like $3.99, $4.99 for it. But I tell you this, if you get one and you find you like it, and when you go back, 9 times out of 10 you won't be able to find it again. So what I do, I usually buy 2 because I feel like if I don't like it, I can just keep one and give one to someone else that might like it. So I always buy two. I learned my lesson because I went back to get something that I really liked and they don't have it. I haven't seen it since. So if you go to those stores, pick up at least two. That way you can have it, especially if you like it. So I'm just going to sprinkle some Old Bay on here. And I just like, cooking is like my life. I love to cook. I love to entertain people. I love to see people eat. I love just cooking. I love the smell of cooking. I guess you can consider me a foodie. But anyway, now I'm putting on a seasoning salt. Like I said, you can put it on any kind of way. I just like putting on the, I guess it's kind of weird, put on the lighter color seasonings, then put on the darker ones, I guess, if that's what you want to look at it. So now I'm turning it over. No, before I turn it over, this is the next step I do. I use a cooking oil. That's the key to oven fried chicken, a cooking oil. So I got a cooking oil. It doesn't matter which one you use, whatever, you can have a preference. Some people like the Pam. I just happen to get this, I think. Oh, this is a Kroger brand that I use. It works just as well. I have bought them from Kroger, Save a Lot, all these. They all work the same to me. I get the canola and olive oil. So what I do, after I season the bottom, I spray it with some cooking spray. And just spray it to coat it. Then I turn it over and season the top. I season the top last because that's where all the flavor to me is, in the top of the chicken. So I season it last. And that's where the skin is. So that's where I season it. The best pieces of chicken, I think, to use for oven frying, to me, is wings, the thighs, and the legs. And the thighs I use the bone in with the skin because that's where, to me, the flavor is in the skin. So once again, I start off with the the garlic, then I do the onion, then I do the Old Bay, and then I do the seasoning. And then once I get that done, I spray it with a little cooking oil. And like I said, this time I've used the canola oil. I have used the olive oil. Either one is fine. It's your preference. It doesn't matter. I put the oven, I use a gas stove, so my oven is on 500. If you're using electric, you may want to just put it on between like 450, 475. You don't want it to cook too fast because you want to make sure it gets done all the way to the bone. So I would just put it on 450, 475. If you're doing, and that'll be for legs also because they're a thicker piece of meat. But if you're doing wings, I put my wings on 400, 425. I don't put it on higher than that because I don't want them to burn. So I'm finishing up seasoning my chicken thighs. I'm going to spray them and I'm going to pop them in the oven. I know people say cook chicken for, certain amount of time. I cook it till I think it's done enough for me. And when I say that, I look at how brown it is and how crunchy I want it to be. So that's what I look at. So I cook a little bit longer, depending on how thick the pieces are, and it may cook a little bit longer. So today, I don't know how long it's gonna take to cook them, but I'm gonna put them in the oven, let them cook and get to brown, the consistency that I like. And then once they're done cooking, I'll bring you back the final product. Hey, I'm back. This is the finished product. This is the oven fried chicken thighs. Oh my gosh, I wish you can smell them. They smell so good. And I don't have all that greasy smell in the house. And I don't smell like fried chicken. That's the finished product. So I'm about to finish my dinner now. I'm getting ready to make me some mashed potatoes. Don't judge me. I'm using some instant mashed potatoes, but by far, these are the best mashed potatoes, instant ones I've had. The buttery home style. Once again, I always look for things that I can build on. You can add whatever you want to add to it. I usually add just a little bit of more butter, a little bit of sour cream. Don't need any salt because there's enough salt in them already. Don't need any salt. So just add some ingredients that you like. You can make them loaded potatoes. My water is almost ready. I'm about to pour them in this bowl over here and stir them up. And guess what? My dinner is done. Greens are done. The meat is done. So I'm about to enjoy my dinner. Listen, thank you so much for joining me. Like the video, share it with your friends and family, and I'll see you next week. Cooking Without Measure. Bye for now.